are you doing? Yes, I mean you. How are you holding up over there? Welcome to my tutorial for today. I'm still your friend, the Needle Woman, and I hope I am meeting you very well and in good condition. So today we are going to be making an off-shoulder shift dress. I hope you can see it. We're going to be making this today. All right. Thank you for being here, and I'll be using this Ankara fabric for today's tutorial. Okay, so quickly we'll get started. The measurements we are going to be needing are the half length, that is from here to here, and then the full length, the sleeve length, and the shoulder if you so wish to measure the off shoulder. Okay, now if you look at that picture very well, it has band. There's a band there. I hope you see it. You can see the band. Okay, so when you take your measurements, remember that you're going to be putting band to it. So you have to remove something from your half length and then something from your full length to get the band. Okay, let's say your half length is 17 inches. If you want to put the band of about 2 inches or 3 inches, it depends on you. If you are putting 2 inches band, it means your half length will now be 16 inches. Of course, you are adding the seam allowance. I hope you understand it. So that the 1 inch that is short of your half length will now be included in the band. I hope that is clear enough. Okay, so quickly we'll get started. We'll cut the upper part, the lower part, and then so this is for the upper part. I'm cutting both the front and the back at the same time. I've folded into 4 with a zipper allowance of 1 inch. I'll take my shoulder measurement, which is here. My actual bust is 44. I will be using 48 inches for this because of the little gathers around the upper part. So this is 48. This is my sewing allowance. My actual waist is 42. It's 40. I'll be using 44. And then this is my sewing allowance. Okay. Okay. So this armhole I put here, I'll have to make sure it appears on the reverse side, which I already did. Okay. So I will cut this one off. Okay. And fold it back. Okay. All right. I'm using 3 inches shoulder. In these 3 inches, you have the provision for the elastic. Remember, we are using either this 1-inch elastic or you use this one, whichever one you like, but I think I'll be using this. Okay, so now this is one side. So at the end of the day, let me use pin and hold this zipper allowance so that you understand what I just did, why I removed only here. Okay, so this is the right side, this is the wrong side. So we have one shoulder, we have the second shoulder. I hope you understood now why I just removed only one side. And then for this side, we're not going to be removing the shoulder. Okay, normally the shoulder is supposed to come this way, but we're not going to be removing it. Sorry. Okay, now remember I marked 3 inches here for my shoulder. Okay, so from here now, I will curve it. I'll be taking away about, okay, I'll use 6 inches. This is 6.5. I want 6 inches. Okay. So I will now cut this one off as well. Okay. So now we have this. Okay. So my armhole will now fall here. I do hope you understood what we just did. Okay, so for this neck now, I will fold it and pass my elastic through, both at the front and then at the back too. I will fold and pass my elastic. Okay, and for this lower side, I will gather it small. Okay, when I do that, let me repeat again. For this upper part, I'm going to be folding it carefully. It's not going to be easy. Just this. It's not going to be easy, but I will try as much as possible to fold it this way for my elastic to be able to pass through. That's why I said I'll be using this small elastic. Okay, so when I do that, at the lower part, I will gather it. Remember I said I'm using the waist measurement of 44, and if we measure here, excluding our sewing allowance, we have more than that. My actual waist is 40. Okay, but I said I'm using 44. Okay, so by the time I gather it small, I will now have 40 inches waist. All right, now my half length is 17 inches I'll be putting band of about 2 inches. So I will take 1 inch from this upper part, 1 inch from the lower part. If my half length is 17 inches, it means I'll use 16 and a half inches. Okay, I'll use that 17 because I'll take half an inch up here for joining, half an inch down here for joining. So I'll mark that 17, okay? And then that 1 inch will now enter into the band. I hope it's clear. The same thing for the lower side. Okay, so I'll measure 17 inches. So I will now cut this one off. Okay, so here I've done this is the front. Okay, I folded it and then I passed the elastic. As you can see, I already passed my elastic. And then you will need to gather the lower part to the measurement of your waist with seam allowance inclusive. That's what I've done here. And this is the back. Okay, I hope you see it. So I will also, this is the lower part. I've also gathered it, as you can see. Okay, and I also have my band of 2.5 inches. Since my sewing allowance is 1/4 inch, when I take quarter up, quarter down, I'll have 2 inches left. This is the band. So what I'll do next will be to join at the shoulder here. I'll join here, close them up at the 2 sides using my bust measurement. Remember, it has an allowance, and remember I said I'm using the bust of 48 inches, so I'm closing here using 48 inches, and also the waist measurement. But at the waist, I'm using my actual waist since I already gathered it. All right, so I'll go to the machine and do it. When I'm done, I will put my band at the waistline, then attach the lower one at the lower part. I hope it's clear enough before we now come over to the sleeve. Okay, so I've done the joining. Okay, so the next thing will be now to cut the sleeve and attach. So for the sleeve, I have 2 measurements, the with shoulder measurement and the off shoulder measurement. For the off shoulder is 16, and then with shoulder is 18 inches. So first I'll measure the opening, the armhole of the off shoulder here. Okay, so we have 4¼ So for the off shoulder, the armhole, I'll make sure it is 4¼ Or if you don't want to do it this way, as usual, you place, I'll be using the whole of this, by the way. You place this against your sleeve this way. I left few inches up, that is for the elastic. Okay, you place it this way, then cut. Okay, okay. All right, so I'll fold this upper part, that is for the elastic, and then the sleeve length is 16 inches. 16 inches here, half an inch for sewing, 16.5 inches. And this goes off. Okay. And then for the with shoulder is our basic sleeve. The upper part is our basic sleeve. So for the sleeve of the one that has shoulder, I've folded. I'll just use this to cut it. Okay. For that, the length is 18 inches. I'll measure 19 inches, which is here. Okay. The other one stopped here, but this one extends to this place. Okay. I just want to get the side. So it's safe to say I used 3 yards to make this. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. And this is the band for the wrist, for the lower part. Okay, this is for the lower part. So I'll go to the machine now, and first of all, I'll fold the casing for the elastic at the off shoulder sleeve. Pass the elastic through and then close it up. Pleat here a little while I add the band. Okay, and then attach. I don't think you need to see that. Let me go over it again. When I sew the upper part where the elastic will pass through this way, I'll pass the elastic, close it up like this. Okay, you now have the opening here where I will then pleat. Okay, so that at the end of the day we have a sleeve that is this way. All right, and then I'll put the band this way. I hope you got it. All right, so these are the sleeves. I've attached them. Next to last thing will be to just fold the hemline and attach my zip at the back, and then we are good. Okay, lovely people, check me out. You see, the picture we had there was long sleeve, but I don't want to do long sleeve. It's optional. If you want to do long sleeve, you are free to do that. However, there is another way you can achieve this style without having a half cut. Okay, you are cutting it from up to down, but this is the easiest way. Check out the back. Unfortunately, my size will not let you see the beauty of the dress. If you are on a slim side, it will look more beautiful on you. Thank you, lovely people, for watching. And if you are new to this channel, don't leave without subscribing. Yes, that red icon, just touch it and tap the bell beside it. Okay, and you will not regret doing so. I also urge us, please keep watching my videos. I love you from the bottom of my heart, and be innovative, be creative, And most importantly, as you try to make money, make sure you don't step on people. Okay? It is important that you are nice to people on your way up, so that when you make it, you don't have people swearing for you. All right? Take very good care of yourself. I love you, and bye.